What is one of the dumbest things you've done when your brain was on autopilot? I was folding my freshly laundered bed linens while simultaneously putzing around the house. I don't know what to tell you, but somehow, I was folding a pillowcase. Then the next moment, I couldn't find it anywhere. And I looked everywhere in my very tiny home. It wasn't in the folded pile. It wasn't in the closet. It wasn't in the bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen where I puttered around while folding said laundry. It still haunts me, and I'm going to find that effing pillowcase even if it kills me. I've gotten in my car on the weekends to go somewhere and gone on autopilot and realized it as I'm pulling into my work's parking lot. I'm like, why the fuck did I drive to work? Quote. Flip my Kindle over to read the other side of a document. Swiped up on a paper magazine like it was a screen. I poured soda into a bowl. I slathered my face with hair gel this morning. I was trying to make some scrambled eggs. Basic prep. Crack the eggs. Put the eggs in a bowl. Toss the shell. My dumbass. Crack the egg. Put egg in the trash. I literally stood above the trash can with the shell in my hands processing what had just happened. For about 30 seconds. I just had the faint feeling of, I fucked up, and was wondering exactly how for way too long. I went inside the gas station. Paid. Then drove off. Twice. Didn't even fill up. Just drove away. Edit. Change satiation to station before the car satiation jokes become too terrible to bear. Waited at a stop sign for 5 minutes thinking it was a red light. I was not on my phone. I didn't hold anybody else up luckily. Was brushing my teeth and went to throw something away but ended up spitting all over the floor. Instead, had a drink in my hand and dumped it out because I checked the time on my watch. A couple of weeks ago, I was driving home. But instead of going to my current house, I drove to my old house. I haven't lived there in over 5 years. I pulled into the driveway and luckily I realized what I had done before I actually got out of the car. I was working fast food and taking orders both inside and for the drive-thru. I took someone's order inside at the counter and told them to pull forward to the second window. I used the key fob from my car to lock my refrigerator. Yeah, I don't know either. Drove 17 miles past my interstate exit before I snapped back to reality. Was holding my phone and ice cream in a cone. Phone rang. Answered. Ice cream is here. A sticky ear is surprisingly uncomfortable. I put my dirty plate in the freezer instead of the dishwasher. Overshot an exit that I've used hundreds of times. Didn't notice and ended up driving another 50 miles before realizing that I was way out of the city's boundaries. Still don't remember any of the in-between. Just starting to drive and then realizing I had no idea where I was. Continuously jammed my work key into my house door. My work key is a big silver one and my house key is one of those picture ones with a bunny on it. Tore open a sugar packet. Poured it directly into the trash. Tossed the empty paper packet into my coffee. I pet my laptop thinking it was my dog. I've had two, both driving related for some reason. 1. I was at the grocery store pushing my cart through the aisle. As you do. Then, when I went to turn left into another aisle, I tried to put on my blinker for some reason. 2. Class was just ending and as I was about to stand up to leave, I reached down to unbuckle my seatbelt. Edit. Wow. Thanks for the silver kind stranger. Also, thanks to everyone for laughing at my stupidity. I have a dog with fluffy white hair. Think poodle-ish. I was on the couch petting and talking to my dog for a good while when I see my wife come down the stairs. Trailing behind her was my dog. I had been petting a Costco fuzzy white blanket the whole time. I wish I could say it only happened once. Edit. For those asking for pics of my pup at Denver the Doodle Dog on Insta. My brother ordered nachos at a Mexican restaurant, grabbed a chip and proceeded to watch himself dip it into his tea. After about 2 dips, he came back into reality, shook his head and went, "What?" Quote, "My mother is an EMT. After a 24-hour shift she came home and tried to unlock the front door with her car keys buttoning. Did that for about 5 minutes. I once drove to work when I was supposed to drop my younger brother off at school. Neither of us seemed to notice until we got to my workplace and I had to turn around. He was late. Not me, but one time my GF got handed her drink at Starbucks. Said thanks. Went over to the bar to get cream or something and immediately dropped her fresh drink straight into the trash can at the bar. Her mother and I just looked at her and started laughing. The barista saw what happened and with a "it happens" attitude agreed to replace the drink. It also helped that no one was in there except us, haha. We still bring it up every now and then and all laugh. My GF included. I shook my phone to see how full the battery was. I had a dislocated knee and kicked a soccer ball that was coming towards me. Went to the gym. Walked right past the desk where you check in and get a locker key. Walked into the locker room. Stood in front of a locker and was absolutely puzzled about what to do next. Put the cereal box in the fridge. I picked shaven foam can instead of antiperspirant and sprayed it on my underarm. Took it as a sign from the Almighty and ended up shaving my underarm this year. My mom had taken my lunch out of the fridge so I wouldn't forget it, which I did once. While on autopilot I put it back. TV remote in the fridge. Wake up in the middle of the night to take a pee, then just autopiloted into my morning routine. It wasn't until after I drank my coffee that I realized it was only 3 a.m. and that I wasn't going to be able to go back to sleep. Lifted my welding mask up and forgot it was on my head, then went to get a new mask. When I was a brand new mom on maternity leave, but still trying to juggle law school and a newborn, my sister-in-law had an emergency and had to leave her Boston Terrier with me. Even though he was a very well-behaved dog and had met the baby, we still kept them separated just in case. One morning, after my husband left for work, I picked up the baby up out of the bassinet and went downstairs to make coffee. My husband had forgotten something and promptly came right back in to find me at the counter, brewing coffee, rocking a black and white dog in one arm, while our son still quietly chilling in his bassinet upstairs. He took the day off from work and I went back to sleep. Put a used fork in the trash can instead of the washing machine. The amount of times I've gone to the shop to buy something and left without picking up said item is too damn high. My brother used the washroom before bedtime and it was my turn to go now. I wanted to brush and we had newly shifted so everything was in a mess. And hence I couldn't find the toothpaste. So I asked my bro where he kept it, and when I couldn't find it where he said it was, he came to check himself and handed me the shaving cream when I pointed it out. He said, "That's why it tasted odd. I just thought it was from a different brand from around here." TLDR. My brother used shaving cream as toothpaste. Put the milk jug into the drawer with the cups in it. I told my friend, "You're welcome," after he sneezed and excused himself the other day. Thrown a bowl of cereal on my bed. God blessed me, because even though it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I like to eat it dry. Put pasta on the stove, but forgot to add water. For another half hour, I was hearing the cackling noise of burning pasta and thinking, I wonder where this noise is coming from. The smell finally got to me. My morning routine included drive-through breakfast at McDonald's back when they had the garbage can in the lane. Every morning I'd get my breakfast, pull up, and throw away yesterday's old bag and random trash. One day my superior intellect decided to just simplify the process and chunk the new breakfast in the trash. Realized it the moment after it mattered. Pulled around for try number 2. Let a coffee machine run without a jug under it. Went to take a shower and had to clean up the mess afterwards. I have learned the hard way that if you hold money in one hand, you never have trash in the other. It is impossible to throw the correct item away. I normally wear contacts, but sometimes don't put them in on the weekends. Getting ready for bed on a Saturday. Put my contacts in, laid down in bed, and realized I could see clearly. Felt like Peter Parker after he first got bit by the spider. Peed in the trash can. Wasn't even thinking. Just got up, walked towards it, opened the lid thinking it's the toilet seat and let it rip. By the time I realized it, way too late and I just committed to it. The bags are waterproof after all. Walked naked in my son's bedroom this year. I was stepping out of the shower, and his bedroom used to be mine in my childhood. Poured milk and water in the same glass. I was riding passenger in my car with my wife driving. I was sort of brain dead after work while we were carpooling and we came to a stoplight. It turned green but the car in front of us wasn't moving for a few seconds. I was trying to call the car a motherfucker and then tell my wife to honk, but ended up saying, honk motherfucker. Quote, let me tell you, the look my wife had on her face before she realized I was being retarded was something unique. So now it has become a joke between us cause she started laughing her ass off once I realized what I had done moments later and I went, wait no, that isn't what I meant. Quote, I woke up, so I automatically got dressed, prepared things to school and started making myself a breakfast. Suddenly my dad appears in the kitchen, saying, it's 3 in the morning and it's Sunday. What the hell are you doing? Quote, when I was like 9 or 10, my grandparents had a beach house in Biloxi, Mississippi. I know. Why the hell there? Anyway, the condominium complex had a pool and my mother took me to the pool as the adults were going off gambling and whatnot. Mom and I arrive at the pool and there's a girl there. Maybe 13 or 14. Me, being on the edge of full-blown adolescence, was a locked on her. So Mom was talking about God knows what at the time. I'm just, yeah Mom, while watching this girl swim and loading her into my 10-year-old spank bank. I began to take off my shirt, but I had gone full autopilot and slid my swim trunks down as if I was about to get into a shower. Oh fuck. I pulled them back up because I think the girl had noticed but Mom didn't. I told my mother I had to take a wicked shit and went back to the condo, and now I have this horrid memory to look back on every now and again, even into my late 20s.